Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and I wanted to invite you guys to join me on a 365-day yoga journey. We are starting right here today with day one with cat cow. We're only going to be doing one pose today for about 5 minutes or so. We'll see. I'm kind of just going to feel it out and where we go, but I'm not a yoga teacher trainer. I would like to be one day, but I feel like the best way to get to know yoga is to get to know myself doing yoga. I've been practicing since I was about 14, but well, I'm like 33 now, and well, turning 33 soon. And practicing yoga every day for a year is my 34th birthday present to myself. So I've got to get started on that now if I'm going to have it done in time for turning 34. Let's go ahead and get started. I am on my favorite 2 yoga mats, both of which are linked down below in the video description. This one is just like a 1/2 inch foam, but this one here is one of those corkboard yoga mats, which it doesn't really come in so much today. But whenever we start getting into like downward facing dog and other positions like that, this is the only yoga mat I've ever used that my hands do not slide on in downward facing dog, and I am so happy to finally have a yoga mat that's not like whenever I'm doing yoga. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm completely cold here. I haven't done, like, I went out and took care of my critters this morning, but other than that, I haven't done anything active, and I think cat cow is a perfect place to start with that. I'm going to be putting my knees under my hips. You can have your feet flexed or flat on the ground. I personally feel like I have a little bit more like resistance and stabilization if I have my toes tucked. Now, you don't have to do your wrists directly under your shoulders. I actually like them inched just a little bit forward to where the base of my, like the heel of my hand, super pro level quality camera work, but where the base of my heel is kind of in line with the top of my shoulder. So instead of being at a perfect 90-degree bend, I'm actually a little bit more at like a 70. And that's just building up my wrist mobility as well. Now from here we can explore our range of motion. And I'd like to come into just a neutral tabletop to start with. So almost like my back, my whole spine is just nice and flat. I'm engaging, pulling my navel towards my spine, but I'm not like, ooh, sucking it in like I'm trying to, fit into some jeans or something. Like, I'm just engaging that. And on our inhale, I like to breathe in between the movements. Some books and videos and stuff that I've watched are like, inhale when you're in the cow pose, which is your booty's pointing to the sky, your head's pointing to the sky. You're getting a nice stretch along your abs, maybe. Definitely getting a nice contraction along my back, though, is how I'm feeling it. And then exhaling into the cat part of this pose where your spine's curved. And that works out pretty well, but I like to breathe while I'm in these positions, because I find anytime that I'm like bent, it becomes difficult to take a full deep breath. And so I really like getting into that position and then exploring with pushing the boundary of how deep of a breath can I take while I'm in that pose. Because if I can find my ease of breath, then everything else kind of falls in line behind that. We can get a little bit of like rocking and curving going here. Sorry, I got a little bit of an allergy problem today. And you can also put fists at the base, like instead of being on your palms, you can be on your fists if that's easier for you. And you can change your hand position as often as you need to. As long as you're not hurting, there's no really wrong way of doing yoga. We're not like super hyper focused on, you know, we are focused on good form, but not on, oh, that's how it looks in all the yoga books. Let's do it like that. We're finding movement and making space. You can also practice this sitting. Just sitting in a chair with your hands on your knees. Finding that space. It's like, I don't know, almost like something's hooked around just your spinal column and pulling it towards the ceiling. So your shoulder blades open up and it kind of get concave through your chest. Grounding all points of where you're touching, your hands, your knees, your feet. Trying to not push too heavily into one or the other, just pushing in evenly. I follow along with Yoga with Adrienne, and in one of her videos she says if you could do cat-cow every day for 30 days, you'd be golden. And I'm like, you know, I really do think that's true. So you can also do this against a wall, and you can get a little weird with it. Just stretching along the sides of your body. And probably my favorite variation on cat-cow is making it like a circle for your spine. And that feels really good. So this is our first yoga pose of the journey. I will meet you guys back here tomorrow. You can keep doing just this video if you want to follow along with me and you kind of aren't quite ready to move on yet, or we'll meet you back here tomorrow. So keep on keeping on, you guys. Bye.